So there was a concert in the UK. It's at Wembley, and it was called Together for Palestine. And Mehdi came out. The lady who does the introduction completely butchers Zateo. His company's called Zateo. She completely butchers it. But he does a piece really around journalists and the journalists in Gaza who are being murdered. Like we said last week, Jordan, or a couple of weeks ago, you know how people wear those press things across? I was like, actually, they're supposed to wear that for protection, but it seems that you're in more danger at the moment if you've got one of those on from what's happening in Gaza. Mehdi kind of says that in a much more eloquent way. I don't know if there's too much we're going to interact with here. People often we jump in and out, but it's 5 minutes of Mehdi Hasan explaining why the journalists in Palestine are, quote unquote, the best of us.
In Gaza, there's a real responsibility to bear witness to the full story. To tell us about the challenges of that, please welcome an award-winning British-American journalist, CEO and editor-in-chief of the new media company, Zato, Mehdi Hasan.
Where's that hot wings lady?
Zateo, we just get out there, people. And at the moment, Mehdi Hasan is the yardstick for communicating in the mainstream media as to what's happening in Gaza. He is the yardstick. I mean, there's many people who are doing it well, but because of his journalism and places he's getting, no one's doing it, I don't think, more effectively on a mass scale than Mehdi Hasan at the moment.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Wembley. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends,
comrades,
for the past 23 months, we have been lied to, manipulated, misled, gaslit, and not just by Israel, but by our own mainstream media. When it comes to the genocide in Gaza, Western journalism has spectacularly failed us. And so it infuriates me when people say Israel needs to allow journalists into Gaza. Yes, Israel does. But Western media must stop acting as if there aren't any journalists in Gaza. The bravest journalists in the world are in Gaza right now. Palestinian journalists. 270. That's how many Palestinian journalists.
Chicks, this all freak out. And just so you people know that sometimes when we interrupt like this, and you get annoyed, we have to, and on some level, because you have to manipulate the audio to be able to be using it. So just so you know, we do it. I'm sure Zateo would never complain about what we do. But there's a number coming up here now, a fact around that 270 that will, if you haven't heard it before, I think will shock most.
Israel has killed in Gaza more than were killed in the First World War, the Second World War, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Iraq War combined. Combined. 270 Palestinian journalists killed on the streets, in their homes, with their families. Killed not in spite of the fact that they were wearing a vest marked press, but because they were wearing a vest marked press. They were not killed by accident, as collateral damage. No, they were killed as part of Israel's deliberate campaign to blind the world, to erase all evidence of their crimes. Because to the genociders, there is nothing more dangerous than a camera lens or a microphone. And so they murdered Anas al-Sharif, Hossam Shabbat, Mariam Abu Daqqa, Roshdi Siraj, Muhammad Abu Hattab with 11 members of his family, Bilal Jaddallah, and hundreds more whose names will never be read aloud on CNN or the BBC. And by the way, shame on those Western journalists who have said not a word about the mass killing of their Palestinian counterparts. Shame on them. As a Western journalist myself, I can tell you all this. The Palestinian journalists, they are the best of us. They are the best of us because they are not just documenting a war or a genocide. they're documenting their own annihilation, their own starvation in real time. And so they have shown the world that you can't bomb the truth away. Say it with me. Say it with me. Say it together. You can't bomb the truth away. I can't hear you, Wembley. Louder. Let's do it again. You can't bomb the truth away. Every fallen journalist leaves behind their footage, their words, their examples. And so it's up to each and every one of us to carry their work forward. Let us honor their sacrifice, not with fear, but with courage, not with silence, but with our loudest voices, not with despair, but with open defiance. To the fallen journalists in Gaza, to the murdered journalists in Gaza, we say your voices are our voices. Your struggle is our struggle. And your truth will not die. And to Israel and to its allies in the media, to those who think they can censor us with violence, with threats, with smears, hear us tonight. Hear us from Wembley. You will not silence Gaza. You will not silence Palestine. You will not silence the truth. And one day soon, Palestine will be free.
So, a couple of other things to add to that. But first of all, Jordan, if that's the first time you've seen it, we'd love your response, your thoughts around that.
It makes me wonder if Hassan knew that starting Zateo, I mean, it's a pretty young organization, isn't it? It started with only 4 guys, right?
Yeah.
Makes me wonder if he wouldn't have known. But I imagine getting to that stage, you'd be like, wow, I can't believe that this is doing this at this point, because we really need Zateo. We need platforms like that. And especially when I forget what the latest stats were, but it was like 80% of like this kind of media, podcast media, is pretty right-leaning. There's a severe lack of left-wing voices, and as a result, reason out there on any issue, especially this.
Yeah. I saw a headline. I haven't got it to show, but people can look it up. And it said 15 out of 16 of the deaths in Gaza at the moment are civilians. 15 out of 16. So when they say things about Hamas this and Hamas that, yada, 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 it's like they're killing 15. For every 16 people they're killing, so for every one Hamas terrorist they want to get, they're killing 15 civilians. It's just off the chain.
It's heartbreaking as well. It's heartbreaking because people will hear that stat and then still try to justify it. They won't even try to argue that it's wrong. They'll be like, yeah, there's still people like that.
We've done something once before within Gaza. We can't do much. We know we're being realists here, but we've raised a bit of money for this group, medical aid for Palestinians. If you heard the refrain that Mehdi said, this one, you can't bomb the truth away. This one, you can't bomb the truth away. What we're going to do is we've got an incredibly limited run of T-shirts and hoodies. You can't bomb the truth away. And we will give a portion of all the profits to medical aid for Palestine or Palestinians, MAPS.
That's awesome, bro.
So if you want to get involved, when I say limited run, then we may do 20 of each sort of thing. There's not going to be a lot. But if you want, the more we do, the more we can give to MAPS. But our first run that we've done is very limited. It hasn't got any BHM branding on it. We made the decision not to because it's not about us. It's just the refrain that Mehdi said. You can't bomb the truth away. I think it's fairly obvious what you're talking about with that big flag in the middle. You can't really get it like. So if you want one, you want to help support what's going on in Palestine in a very minor way by helping us make a donation to medical aid for Palestinians, and also helps us as well, then you can head to bhnshop.nz. You can also go to our new website, and if you go to the front page of the new website, the new merch is right there on the front page, new merch available, and you can just click through there, and even though it looks a bit different, it goes to all the same places. We've got small, medium, large, extra large, 2XL, 3XL. I believe we can also get hold of a 5X and a 7X if anyone really wants one in that sort of size. Contact us just through the email, mail@bhn.nz, and we'll try and hook you up. You can't bomb the truth away. Hoodies and T-shirts, we're going to keep them up for, well, probably until they're sold. Like I said, maybe we'll only do 20 or 30. I don't know, depends how much you come back with. But support us, and more importantly, support the medical aid going on in Palestine. I've spoken to the people at MAPS, and they're like, they are very grateful for any support we can, anything, but they're so busy they can't even talk to us. And I'm like, cool, of course not, no problems at all. No one in England can talk to us because that's just how busy they are. So if we can, I think last time we gave them about $600 or $800 or something like that. We'll see what we can do again, but we'll try and get some dosh for them to at least do a little something.
That's awesome.
It always feels a little bit kind of, we're just can't do much, but we can do a little something. So that's what we'll if
everyone does a little something though, you know what I mean? Like
then that ends up being a something becomes a big and something like that.
Big and something. That's definitely the correct term.